What's up, Matt from Urchfab here. So any long-term viewers might be looking at this and thinking, oh, I recognise that car. And while it is very similar to the Escort I sold not that long ago, it's not actually the same car. I'm always on the lookout for these. I've had more Mk2 Escorts than any other car ever. I've probably had 7 or 8 of them. I'm particularly fond of the 4-door variety, and that's because back when the Mk2 Escorts were just starting to get expensive, you could still pick up the 4-door version really cheap. No one wanted them. I think with the straight lines in them, the 4 doors fits and looks good. The Mark 1 got to be a 2-door if you ask me. But yeah, I like these. I've had a couple of 2-door Mark 2s as well. I used to just buy, anytime one would come up, I would buy it, might do a little bit of work, sell it on. I bought lots of projects and shells. This was back when they were a lot cheaper than they are now. But it is my favourite car, I would say. I remember the first time ever seeing a Mark II up close when I was really young. It was white with sort of some blue stripes on it and stuff, and it was the first time looking at a proper race car without any interior in it, and yeah, I was just sort of hooked from then really. And yeah, anyway, I spotted this one back when I was looking for a car to raffle off before I bought the Mini GTS, and I saw this. The ad wasn't listed very well, and the guy who had it just knew nothing about it. And I was going to make him an offer on it, and then the price went up by about $3,000, and I thought, well, that's a bit weird. You don't normally increase a price on eBay, and then I started to think maybe it was like a scam or something. But there was a few bits in the pictures of the car where I could see whoever had done the work had done it properly. And so anyway, after the price went up, it was on eBay for ages. It popped back up on eBay again for basically what I was thinking of offering for it. So spoke to the guy on the phone. He told me the whole story of someone had just traded it in. He didn't know much about it. Again, I thought, why would you go to that much effort of a build just to trade it in for something else? Seemed a bit odd, I thought, but from everything the guy had told me and the information he did have, I thought that could be something really special, and it looked like the bits you could see, it could have gone 2 ways. It could have really been something not, or it could have been something really special, and it's turned out to be something really special. I've managed to get in contact with the guy who built the car, or had the car built. A chap called Andy, really nice guy. He's told me everything about it, everything that's been done. Showed me all old invoices for what he spent, and he said he spent 40 grand building this car, and got to a point where it still wasn't right, and just lost interest and wanted something he could just get in, turn the key and go. Spotted something he wanted and just traded it in on it. It's going to take me a few videos to run through everything that's actually done to this. So yeah, I'll show you around the car, show you some of the stuff that's been done. The issues with it does drive. It's overboosting. As soon as it comes on boost, you get an overboost warning on the dash. So I'll just show you a little bit inside of what we got going on and what I've done under the bonnet. Look at this. Red interior, brown carpets, horrible steering wheel, but that's an easy fix. We got a Race Technologies dash in there. Might see if I can swap that out for an AIM one. A few extra switches. These are very interesting. I'll go into those a bit later. 5-speed gearbox, which is quite a special gearbox as well. It's not just a standard Type 9. This is where the magic is though. That's a Ford Pinto engine, turbocharged, and this isn't just a Pinto with a turbo stuck on it. This is a proper built engine. Forged pistons, rods, big valve head, Garrett turbo, like work of art. Exhaust manifold under there, all ceramic coated, downpipe ceramic coated, Cosworth throttle body. It's got a Link Fury G4X ECU on it with all the sensors added, and I got photos of all the build, all the information. The engine bay's been painted. The shell is like mint. You know, like I said, I've had loads of these, and when you see a good one that's not had, you know, not covered in patches, and you can see it's all original underneath, it's they're definitely hard to find. And then all the other bits on the car it's all the stuff you want on an Escort. It's got Wilwood brakes on it. Back axle it's still got the English axle on leaf springs, but it's got a Watts linkage with Panhard bars, 3J diff, 3J two-piece half shafts in the back. So the axle's built to take the power. A few styling issues which I'm not too keen on. The oil cooler sort of hanging out the front of the car is not something I'm keen on, and I'm not a fan of the carbon bumpers on this. I think it's a real nice sort of sleeper looking car, and it should have the original chrome bumpers on there. But yeah, still going through it all and just looking at all the little bits. Most of the time you buy a car or something like this, you're going around finding bits that you're sort of picking at and thinking, oh, maybe I wouldn't have done that like that, or maybe I'd like to change this. Whereas the more I dig into this thing, it just gets better and better. But that's not to say it doesn't have its issues. The ECU's up under the dash under there. This is the Link ECU software. What you can see here, the company that's done the work on this has locked it with a password. So you can't change much, but I can see what's going on. I just want to verify if the ECU is sending the high boost warning, or whether it's just the dash, and the way that's been programmed. So I've set this up so that I can read map here. I can see that the map limit is set to 260, which works out at about 23 psi, and I can't seem to be able to get into anything to change any of that. So what I've done is removed the electronic boost controller out of the circuit and just plumbed the wastegate, which has got a 14 psi spring in it, so 1 bar straight back into the turbo. So the ECU is no longer controlling the boost itself, and it should just read 14 psi, which is roughly 100 kPa. And we're starting at 100 kPa, so we should be seeing 200 there. If at that level I'm still getting a warning on the dash, I obviously know that it's not this. And you've also got login, so I can do some logging of driving it up the road, and then I'll be able to sort of look at that and see if it's behaving as it should. Right, so this is good news so far. I've done some logging and I was able to just visibly see that this never went above 200. I did have a hard cut, when I accelerated in second gear, but I can go over to my event log here and see that an RPM limit was activated. So if there was a overboost issue, it would have come up there, and it was just the RPM limit, which seemed, I would say, quite low, but we'll see what that's set to. But I can look through here and see that this is the peaks of the boost pressure, and then look down here and see that 195, 196 is about the max. So I can reconnect that boost controller back up, because this has got like a switchable map on it. That's what one of these switches is. Map 1 and map 2, high boost and low boost. Low boost can only be, you know, at a minimum what it's running at now, which the thing pulls like an absolute train. So I don't know what high boost is going to be like. That other switch I'll save for another video. That is a good sign, because it means that it's just a calibration issue with the dashboard, because the ECU is not sending that warning to the dash. The dash is doing that by itself. Right, so as you can see, it's a mega bit of kit. Handling wise, I knew how it was going to drive just by looking at it, by how it's set up. To set these up, especially when they've got a lot of power in them, you want to set them up so that they're always trying to just pull you straight, so that it goes where you look, but the back can be moving around, sliding everywhere, and that's the funnest way to drive them, and actually probably the best way to drive them. To do that, they like to be a little bit rear end down, with the front wheels pulled quite forward, so you run a lot of caster, not too much to the point where you start to lose your like turning, but quite a lot. The front a little bit higher than the back, decent bit of camber, and that's really all it takes to make the thing really playful and very confidence inspiring, even when the back's sliding all over the place. The way this is set, you've got the front's nose down. Doesn't look it, but because the arch is higher on the front than the rear, if you set them up with like almost level tyre gap like that, your nose down, add that to the fact that it's not running much caster at all, and you get this feeling of like it wanting to, feels very direct on the steering, but it feels like it wants to dart. And when you've got that much power in it, it's not a confidence-inspiring feel to it. When they're set up the other way, they feel like, you know, whatever I do, this thing's going where I'm looking. Whereas when they're set up like that, it's not so much like that. But it won't take much to iron that out. Yeah, I'll do a lot of the tricks to this that I've done to all my Escorts, and it'll feel exactly the same as all the other ones. So looking forward to doing that. But yeah, it's not often you buy something and it turns out to be a real, like, much better than you anticipated. So yeah, the plan is to obviously sort the issue with the gearbox out, get it remapped, make sure that's all okay, sort the suspension, the handling out, and just yeah, go from there, I guess. But it's great to be back in an Escort again. It's probably the longest time that I've not owned one for. I've always had one in the back of the workshop pretty much, and yeah, it's nice to have one back. So just want to say thanks to everyone that got involved in the Suzuki Samurai raffle. That's now ended, and it was won by a chap called Mark Morris, who randomly lives right up in North Wales, not far from John Ward, who won the GTS Mini, and he's going to pick the Samurai up next week, and that's definitely gone to a good home, so happy with that. So yeah, there's a quick look round my new Escort. That's going to be it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.